Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma. In today's video, we're going to recreate this Elio dress from STAUD. I guess it's one of their most iconic design because the brand constantly brings it back every time when they launch a new collection. They make this dress in every different colors, different shapes, absolutely beautiful. As I remember, the price of it like 280 euro something. It's not like crazy, but to a person who's nearly broke, it's still very expensive. So in today's video, I'm going to do this dress with really low budget. If you're interested, please keep on watching. The fabric I used is this black cotton fabric with white floral print. It's actually the same fabric as the original dress, 98% cotton and 2% of spandex, which means this fabric is stretchy. You don't have to use the exact same fabric, but using stretchy fabric is absolutely recommended. Well, now let's work on patterns. First, let's start with draping the top. To do it, I decide to drape the pattern on dress form. Let's welcome my dear friend, Miss M. Well, I mean my dress form, but we've been together more than 3 years. She's the one who helped me get my fashion degree, absolutely my best friend. So, let's get to work. Wait a minute, what if I don't have a dress form? I mean, if you don't have a dress form, you can actually drape the pattern on yourself. As long as you're using stretchy fabric, the pattern doesn't have to be really precise. You can just drape the front pattern on yourself, and for the back, just have a general idea how big it is, then draw a similar shape like this on the table. I think it should do the work. Who needs a helper boyfriend? Okay, back to work. This top is very easy. Even you have no idea how to drape a pattern, you can still do it. The basic principle of draping this top is making this white cotton fabric lay on the mannequin perfectly flat without any wrinkle. As you can see here, I grab most of the excess fabric and pin them together as a dart, then trim the rest. For the back panel, it's even easier. I just simply cover the back with fabric, then trim the excess fabric, and that's it. Here I draw the general shape of the top. Then I separate it into 3 parts, 2 front patterns and 1 back pattern. The original dress has a seam line on the back panel, but since I'm using fabric with print on it, I don't want the seam line to interrupt the beautiful floral print. Also, because I'm kinda lazy, 1 pattern less means later I can save some time on fabric cutting and stitching.
Nice.
And now I mark each pattern so later I don't get confused. I've made many mistakes just because I could not recognize which side is center. You will thank me later when you're working on the table. These kind of details help us work more accurate and efficient. Then I just use a ruler to correct all imperfections, make straight lines more straight and the curved lines smooth and even. Then I cut all patterns and copy them on brown paper. Don't forget to add 1 cm seam allowance. And now we can start sewing. Here's me checking if this top fits and if I like the shape of it. It's slightly too big around the chest because the fabric I used is stretchy. I tried on myself and fixed it by stitching the top directly. It's very easy to adjust. Other than that, everything is perfect. Now let's work on the skirt. It's kind of complicated if I try to explain everything with words, but with this image here, everything is pretty clear. We need 3 patterns for this tiered skirt. Use the first tier as an example. A is 1/4 of waistline, so the first pattern is 20 cm wide and A plus 70% A centimeter long. Then use the length of the first pattern and calculate with the same formula for second pattern, as so on. In this way, you can have as many tiers as you want. You can also stop at the second tier to make it a mini dress like this. By the way, my waistline is 67 cm. You can use my measurements as a reference. Also, these patterns are 1/4 of the skirt. You need to cut 4 pieces of fabric of each pattern to create one entire skirt. Here's all the fabric we need for making this skirt. Lots of work to do. Let's start with first tier. I lay all fabric on table to check the direction of floral print. I try to make most of the flowers head to one direction. Then I sew all of them right sides together. After you have one entire panel, we need to change the setting of sewing machine. Choose straight stitch and set the stitch length to the maximum. My machine is 5.0. Then we need to do 2 parallel lines of straight stitch on top of the fabric for creating the gathered effect later. Now, put 2 threads on top and gather the fabric until you feel happy about it. And the first tier is done. Use the same method for the other 2 tiers. I'm not going to lie, there's so much more gathering work than I expected, and I have to be extra careful not to break the threads. And guess what? It happened twice when I was doing this. The process is absolutely exhausting. But with a good cup of latte minta and the company of my second favorite lady in the world, Miranda, I finally made it. Then I pin all 3 tiers on the dress form to see the shape of the skirt. Also, try to make length of each tier match up properly. At this point, I realized this floral print is kind of hiding the gathered effect. So, if you want all details to pop, you may want to use a plain fabric for it. But personally, I really like how this dress turned out. The print gives the dress a formal evening gown look. Makes me feel like a princess when I'm wearing it. By the way, my hair looks so long in the video. To be honest, I didn't even realize I have such a long hair. Maybe I will do a video about me dyeing my hair red, since it's my favorite color and I always want to do something to my virgin hair. I don't know, what do you think? Guess what is more frustrating than gathering fabric? Yep, sew the gathered fabric together. I probably used more than 100 pins to do this step. But think about the final result. All this hard work totally worth it. I also overlocked the edge because it frays like crazy. If you don't have a serger, you can do zigzag stitch. It's pretty much the same thing. The lining is absolutely necessary because it's an off-shoulder dress, which means I'm not able to wear any bra. So it's going to be very scratchy. Not telling you where, but I promise the pain is real. So make a lining for it, okay? And if you're using non-stretchy fabric for it, I suggest you make the lining slightly bigger than the actual dress to give some extra space, so it allows the dress to stretch out when you're wearing it. Now I just place 2 dresses right sides together, then make a straight stitch along the top edge. After I sew them together, I also did a top stitch on lining side to secure it, so it doesn't move around when I'm wearing it. This dress is pretty much done. Now we can work on the details. The original design has buttons in center front, but as I observed, I'm pretty sure it's just a decoration that doesn't have any practical purpose. So I decided to cheat a little bit. Instead of making placket, I sewed the buttons directly on dress. To do this, I prepared a strip of fabric 5 cm wide, then fold the edge inside 1 cm and iron it flat. Then I just place it on the center front, then do a top stitch all around. Then I sew the buttons directly on it without making buttonholes. You really cannot tell much difference from the original dress, but this way just saves so much time and effort. Then I attach invisible zip to the dress. Here I'm just going to pretend everyone knows how to do that. If you don't, tell me in the comment section, I will do a small tutorial about it. Trust me, it's super easy. Now it's finally the last step. Since this genius here didn't realize the camera is completely out of focus, so I lost the entire footage of making sleeves. Here's me doing a demonstration with white cotton fabric. First, we need a piece of fabric 20 cm wide, 50 cm long. Then fold it to half and do a straight stitch. Leave 3 cm gaps in both ends. Then flip it inside out. Insert an elastic band. Here I used elastic band 3 cm wide. It's much stable and sturdy than a small one. Use a zigzag stitch to secure it on each end. Then sew it closed. To be honest, it's exactly like making scrunchie. I feel like making it is everyone's first DIY project, so you can really do it how you feel. Now I just do a top stitch here to close it completely. We can finally attach the sleeve. I did 2 lines of straight stitch in the middle around 3 cm. You can see here how it is. Then I just hem the raw edge and the dress is done. Let's reveal the final look together. The dress is absolutely one of my favorite DIY projects until now, but to be honest, this dress turned out more like an evening dress rather than a regular summer maxi dress. Because of the print and the fabric itself is kind of heavy, but at least I know what to wear when next time someone invites me to a dinner party. I don't know when or who, but you know what, we just have to keep hoping for the best. Well, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, that's Emma, and I will post a new video every week. See you next time!